Good evening, everyone. This is Brian, your host at Live and Direct. And here have sitting on the panel with me is a very lovely young lady by the name of Ms. Donna Hall. Everybody give her a round of applause and welcome her. Well, guys, let's get right to it. Ms. Hall, again, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. We're going to talk a little bit about yourself. I just want you to give us a little background on exactly what it is that you do. You know, what's your occupation? Are you involved in the community any kind of way? Is there anything that you do at schools? I just want you to give us a little upside on what it is that Ms. Donna Hall do right here in Chicago, if you don't mind, please.
Hi. I work for the post office. I started in 1991, so I've been there over 20 years. And I go to Mount Vernon Church, and I used to be on the nurse's aide, but now I just go there, you know. And just mainly, I'm a grandmother, so I'm doing the grandmother thing now. So I just look forward to that. But I do go to church every Sunday and go to work and just be grandma.
Well, I think grandma's the toughest job, and underrated is also, guys. But I think grandma, wow, I can't believe that. You look awesome for a grandma. So how many kids do we have?
I have one now. I had two, but I have one now.
So you have one kid now, but you did have two. So I take it now we're getting ready to get into the tragic part of the story, something that's very home-based to you, very touching, heart-wrenching. I'm getting choked up even just thinking about it because I know a little bit about your story. Ms. Hall, you think it's possible that you can let my viewers and my audience know why is it that you are a grandmother and you had two children, but now you're down to one? Can you explain that?
First and foremost, I'm a grandmother now because, I mean, that was the Lord's plan, for me to be a grandma at this age. And as like I said, I had two boys, 21 and 27. And my youngest child, his name was Marshall Dentrell Fields Hall. That was my baby, 21. He had just actually turned 21 December the 30th. And typical day, me getting off work Friday morning, going to work Friday morning, going to the beauty shop because I had dreadlocks at the time, and I was getting prepared to go to the Carriers Ball, and left the beauty shop, getting my hair retwisted about 7 o'clock, came home about 7:30. Daughter-in-law brought the baby over, and I was like, where's my son? He went with my father. You know, he just turned 21, so he always wanted to go to the casino. So my father took him to the casino, and I said about 9 o'clock, I'm laying in the bed with the baby, playing with the baby, and a mother knows, you know that knock, something ain't right. So I jump up, had the baby in my arms, and I don't know who the people was. I was like, who is it? And I still to this day don't remember their name. And they was like, they called me mail lady because everybody know me as the mail lady. They was like, mail lady, it's so-and-so. So I opened the door, they was like, it's been an accident. Your son, he just got shot on North Avenue. So I, freaked out, seen the girl across the street, and I couldn't remember her name, so I was just waving her, come here, and just hold my baby. I gave her my baby, ran out there with no shoes on, no coat, and got up there. I seen so many police cars. It was just, oh my God, it was just unbelievable. And I was like, where's my child? Where's my child? And they said they took him to Stroger. I was like, is he okay? Is he okay? And the guy was like, just go to Stroger Hospital. And I came walking back home. I said, no. I said, God not going to do this to me. He's not going to put this on my heart. I'm a good person. My God not going to do this. This is all I'm just really praying and talking to God as I'm walking back to the house. So by that time, I'm still pacing the floor, praying to God, and people coming in and, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, sorry for what? My God is not going to do this to me, and neighbors coming over, and I'm like, y'all have never been in my house. Y'all can leave because it ain't nothing happening. He just got shot. He gonna be okay. And I was in denial. Then my pastor came through the door, and I looked at my pastor. I was like, Pastor Miller, it's not gonna be a funeral. I don't know why you're here. I said, he's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay. And my sister and my brother came in. They went to the hospital, and my brother said, I love you, and I was like, stop saying that. I love you too, but stop saying that. that's my baby. That's Dentrell. He gonna be okay, you know? And then I went and got his baby. I put her in my arms, and I was like, this, they don't know what they talking about. They don't know what they talking about. Your daddy gonna come home. Your daddy coming home. I said, 'cause you only 6 months, and your daddy got to see you grow up. And she's just smiling. She don't have a clue. She just smiling. And I went in the bedroom, closed the door, just me and her talking. And I came out that bedroom. It must have been, I say, about 1,000 people's in my house. At least that many. It was just that tight. And that's when I just broke down. I just lost it. I just lost it. And my sister, I remember, talking to her, but after that, it was like, I don't remember where nothing's at, because she was asking me about some papers, and I was just in a daze, really. And she took care of everything, and that Friday came, and she was like, we want you to go down there and see him at 3 o'clock. I'm like, I cannot go see my baby laying down like that. I cannot see my baby in a casket. And Saturday was the funeral, and I asked my father if I could stay home, because if y'all go, it'll be okay. If I can just stay home and don't go to the funeral. He was like, no, you have to go, because you will never forgive yourself if you don't go see your child. And when I seen my baby, his skin was he was he was a nice-looking guy, but he just looked like he was asleep. My baby actually looked like he was asleep. He was resting. And I couldn't bring myself to put my son in a cemetery, because I have claustrophobia, and I always thought, my kids never liked the elevators or a roller coaster, so I was like, I can't put him in a casket. I can't put him in the ground, because he's going to be there by himself. And I was like, I got to have my baby here with me. And I had him cremated, and I talked to him every single day, and I actually have a piece of him in his heart.
Mine?
I've got one for me and one for his girlfriend, so when the baby get big,
that's absolutely beautiful.
she'll have some, So it's like, but I never in a million years thought my life would change within a couple of hours, not knowing that day. If I just knew when I went to work in that afternoon, and when he came in the house, when he said he'd be back, if I just had any idea that I would never see him again, I don't think I ever would have let him go. I was like, and it's hard now because I don't like to leave out the house. I don't like to go up to, I never eat Popeyes again. And every time I walk past or drive past, I'm always frowning up, and that's a business, but that was the last place my son was at. And they said he was just laying there saying, call the ambulance, call the ambulance. So it's like one of my friends put on Facebook, we want the old Donna back. The old Donna's dead. The old Donna's gone. You'll never see that person again. My life will never be the same. Wow. It will never be the same.
Wow, Ms. Hall, that is a heart-wrenching story. The first question that I have for you, well, besides the question, the first thing I want to do, and I told you this off the cameras, and I'm going to tell you again on cameras, I think you are one strong, brave individual. I mean, for you to get up every day, take care of yourself, still go on, continue with life, and then to come on our show here at Live&Direct and share your story, I thank you. And I hope you and your family find a way to learn how to deal with this, because I know it's something that'll never go away. But with that saying, we're going to go to break, and when we get back, we're going to touch on this a little bit more. This is Brian, Live&Direct. We're going to take a break, people, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. Welcome back, everyone. This is Brian, the host at Live&Direct. We still have sitting here Miss Donna Hall, coming on here with her absolute bravery and letting us know exactly the family tragedy that she went through. So we're going to touch a little bit more on that, Ms. Hall. first off, I heard you mention Popeyes. So I'm guessing Chicago, we're talking the west side, the south side. Are we talking evening time, afternoon, morning? Can you give us kind of a little bit more insight, put us in the picture a little bit more? Can you do that?
Yeah, the address actually is 5500 West North Avenue. And it's like North Avenue and Linda, between Linda and Lona. And he died at 9, well, the shooting happened about 9 o'clock. He died at 9:15, they pronounced him, because he died in the restaurant, so yeah, 9:15.
Wow. So 9:15, your son is fighting for his life. You're on your way to continue doing your normal routine. You get the call, you knock at the door, and everything is just in turmoil right now. Your head is just not thinking straight. You can't focus. What happened? What was the turmoil? And I'm not saying that you're in a better place, but to me it seems like the bravery in itself has helped you just a little bit. What do you do? And what can you tell my viewers and my audience of family members that's going through the same thing to maybe give them a little input and insight and some advice on how to stay strong and positive in this? Have you figured that out yet yourself?
To be honest, no. And as far as the bravery, just because you see it on the outside, my inside is like, I'm so numb. My fight, my struggle, because I have to look at now she's 8 months, this 8-month-old baby. And I have to be there for her, but I don't want her to see all this pain that's in me. She sees it, but I just have to keep living for her. And as far as, I'm living. Yeah, the grace of God, He wakes me up every morning, and I'm here. I'm just here right now. I'm trying to understand my purpose now. I'm 47 years old. I thought everything was okay, everything was good. But January the 18th, it made me reevaluate my whole life, because now I'm really trying to figure out what's my purpose. I really don't know what is my purpose. I know I have to take care of that baby, but I still have the role as the grandmother and not her mother. So I'm just dealing. I'm dealing.
Sure, well, I think you're doing great. I think you deserve a round of applause. Listen, I know you say the inside, you just beat up and you're torn down, and you're pretty much sometimes almost ready to give up. And I'm willing to bet if it wasn't for that grandbaby, who knows, maybe you probably would have. So I think with that saying, you already found one of the reasons. And to me, that's probably the most important. So I'm hoping that you find other ways to strengthen along with the grandbaby, because this is something that's tragic and terrible. Then you're gonna have to relive it again, because I'm sure when she gets older, she's gonna have questions. Have this been something that also is wearing down on you? Or is this something that is like really fear for the future? Like, okay, when I finally do get over this, I'm gonna have to bring it back up again because my grandbaby's gonna have questions. Is this something that you thought about yet?
To be honest, in a sense, but my biggest fear is this cold-sided did not catching the person. That's my biggest fear. That's another reason why I say I don't like to leave out the house, because I might be talking to my son's killer, or, and I just like, Sunday morning, I'm going to church, 11 o'clock, I'm back at home. That's my biggest fear. Until they catch the people, or the person, or the people that was involved, it's like I don't really have that drive to do anything, just sit on the couch. I feel like I'm safer at home.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, you're in your own confinement, and it feels like at least the presence of your son is still there, and I bet that does work out for you. What exactly, what are you doing? I mean, I know the police are involved. I mean, it's since January 18th, and you're speaking of this year, correct? So we're talking fresh, brand new, just a couple months ago. What are they doing? Are there any type of advancements on this case? Have they have anybody in custody? Are they questioning anybody? I mean, what exactly is going on? And do you have anything that you want to say and look in that camera to ask for help? Because evidently no one's helping.
The police officer, Sergeant Bruno and Detective Alonso, they are being very helpful. They, we communicate with each other, and they have some positive leads, and I really believe that they're going to get them. But what I want to say, it is a $5,000 reward up, and the code of silence, you got to stop, because your action is not only affecting you, your family members. I mean, like I said, in a million years, I'm a young person. I consider myself young. There's no way I should be trapped in my own home, don't want to go out. I wouldn't want this feeling on my worst enemy. This is a feeling where it's like I'm on the edge, and if the wind blows hard, I'm falling off that edge. And that's how I feel. And if I just want, if somebody knows something, the code of silence, come on, really? Think about the family. Think about this 6-month-old baby that got to grow up without a father. You did this, but you got a cold on the streets. I can't say anything, but you hear bringing diapers and saying you love this baby, but you don't want to help.
I mean, that's right. I'm just so confused. I mean, okay, this happened at 9 o'clock at a Popeyes. I mean, aren't there other people around? There's witness, and that goes back to this code of silence thing that you're speaking of. Now, this is a touchy question that I'm going to ask you, but here at Live&Direct, that's what we do. So I got to ask you this: why your son? What happened? What was he targeted? Was he involved in some things that maybe he hasn't, or was he just an innocent bystander that just had bad luck?
I don't know. I only know bits and pieces what people tell me, but I can't say this. My child is not the perfect child. My son was the average. He was 21, but I still say he was the average teenager. He had friends that I didn't approve of, but those were his friends.
Sure.
And I don't think he was the intended target, but it was just, it happened. It happened that night, and like I said, the police, they own it, the detectives, they own it, but it's still not really, it won't bring my son back. To know if it was a mistaken identity or if he was the intended target. January 18th, 9/15, my son left here. So it's nothing else that, it was a mistaken identity. Well, we got the person that we wanted. Either way it go, my son is gone. If I get to see the person, contact, and I have faith that I will one day in court, and I will tell them, I don't hate you. I'm not mad at you. You just didn't know at the time you were lost. Your friends, your environment played a major part in that. You probably didn't even know my son, then again you did know, but I know one thing, you was born with a soul. Hatred is not something you're born with. It's something you're taught. He just didn't know. Me hate him? No, I do not hate him, and I do forgive the person or the people that was involved. I have to, because if I hate them, linger on that, it's going to destroy me, and I won't be no good for that baby or for myself.
Wow. Round of applause. Miss Hall, God, I'm sorry, but I don't mean this in any disrespectful way, but I think you have to be one of the most bravest, beautiful women on the face of this earth. I know you say you're hurting inside. For you to come here and tell your story and share your story is great. And that is amazing, and it is marvelous and fabulous and everything that we can think of. But before we go and we get out of here, I want you to do myself a favor, my audience, my guests, that's in the guest room waiting to come out here and Live&Direct, everyone in Chicago. I want you to say your son's name. And I want you to tell everybody to pray for him. And I want you to tell everyone to pray for you and the rest of your family. And I also want you to ask Chicago Police Department to do their job and find your son's killer. Take your time.
I'm asking, I'm begging, please, when you get on your knees or however you pray, just keep Marshall Dentrell Field Hall and Donna Hall, his mother, his daughter Serenity Hall, in your prayers. Just say that special prayer and just say, and God, this is for, you know. And I have confidence that the police, they're going to do what they're supposed to do. Because a lot of them know me by name now. And I would not let up. I can't let up.
Awesome. Round of applause. Take this very seriously. Violence we have here in Chicago, west side, south side, north side, suburbs, is getting really, really bad. And make our city a much better place to live and to save our children. And please do not forget about Ms. Donna Hall coming here and sharing her story and kind of uplifting us and enlightening us on what needs to be done. This is Brian Melton with Live&Direct. And when we get back, I'm going to have Mr. Carl Bullock from Ceasefire. Take care, everybody. See you.